Question 13. The diagram below shows where plants A, B, C are located and the distribution of their dispersed seeds. Now let's quickly recall the 4 methods of seed dispersal. So seeds are dispersed by wind, water, animals, and explosive action. Why must the seeds be dispersed further from the parent plant? There are 2 reasons for this. The first is to reduce overcrowding. Let's write that down. And the second reason is to reduce competition for 4 essential factors. Let's write that down. And what are these 4 essential factors? We use the acronym WMSS to help us remember. You can use the phrase, we must share snacks to remember water, minerals, space, and sunlight. So the dispersal of seeds help to reduce overcrowding and reduce competition between the parent plant and the seedlings for water, minerals, space, and sunlight, and this ensures the healthier growth of the plants. Now, the question wants us to correctly match the distribution of the fruits or seeds for these 3 plants. I'll be using 3 different highlighter colors so that we can see the distribution pattern clearly. I'm going to use orange for plant A. So let's locate the parent plant A. It is here, near the top of the river. And let's find the seeds of plant A. They are scattered on both sides of the riverbank, along the direction of the river flow. So this gives us a clue that plant A is dispersed by water. Let's write that down. And what special feature must plants that are dispersed by water have? The fruits usually have fibrous husks that helps the fruit to trap air, allowing the fruit to float on water and be dispersed further from the parent plant. So I'm going to write down fibrous husk. Next, let's take a look at the seeds of plant B. This is the parent plant. And is there a pattern to the dispersal of the seeds of plant B? The seeds are scattered around the parent plant. And which method of dispersal matches this pattern? This matches explosive action. And what characteristic would fruits dispersed by explosive action have? These fruits would have pod-like structures. And the pod-like structures will split open when the fruit is ripe, throwing the seeds around the parent plant. Next, we take a look at the seeds of plant C. We locate the parent plant here. Is there a pattern to the dispersal of seeds of plant C? We don't see any pattern. In fact, the seeds of plant C are scattered on both sides of the river randomly. So, which method of dispersal matches this? This looks like the seeds are dispersed by animals. And what special feature would the fruits dispersed by animals have? The fruits can be juicy with indigestible seeds, and the fruits will be eaten by animals. The juicy fruits actually help to attract the animals to eat the fruits, and then the large indigestible seeds are spat out by the animals after the animals eat the fruit. And if the indigestible seeds are small, they will be swallowed and passed out together with the waste materials of the animals. Regardless which way the animals help to disperse the seeds will be dispersed further away from the parent plant. Or the fruits can have hook-like structures, which attach itself to the outer covering of animals, like feathers and hair, and be dispersed further away from the parent plant. Let's write this down. Is it also possible that the changing wind directions carried the seeds of plant C, scattering it all around the island? It might also be possible for the seeds of plant C to be dispersed by wind. Let's write that down. And what special characteristic would the fruits dispersed by wind have? They would have wing-like structures. And how does the wing-like structure help? The wing-like structure increases the exposed surface area of the seed in contact with the surrounding air, increasing the amount of air resistance acting on the seed. And does this help the seed to stay afloat in the air for a shorter or longer time? It helps the seed stay afloat in the air for a longer time and be dispersed further away from the parent plant. Now we're ready to match the special features of each fruit based on their dispersal pattern. We have already established that fruit A should have fibrous husk. That gives us option 1 and option 2. Based on the dispersal pattern of B, we know that B should have pod-like structures. That gives us option number 2 and option number 4. If you take a look at plant C, are there any options which describe special features of fruits or seeds dispersed by animals? No, but we do see the wing-like structure, which we have already established could have been a possible characteristic of plant C, which was dispersed by wind. Hence, the only option which correctly describes all 3 fruits would be option number 2,